Hey guys, it's Lucia from emeraldstitchcraft. Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be showcasing all of my crochet wearables, starting from when I first started in, I think it was November 2022, made my first jumper. Before that, all I had made was a crochet pumpkin from a kit I got at TK Maxx, and I decided, if I can make a pumpkin, I can make a jumper, because a jumper is just a giant pumpkin with armholes, right? I don't know, that was my logic at the time, and it worked. So I will be starting probably from the first kind of thing that I made. I have divided it up into just two categories, because that seems to be the only categories I do, which is full-blown wearables like jumpers, cardigans, tops, that kind of thing. And then just like winter accessories. So I've made a lot of hats and scarves, that kind of thing. So let's just jump straight in. Actually, before we start, honourable mention goes to my t-shirt that I'm currently wearing. So it is not technically a full crochet wearable, but it is, so it's my John Carpenter t-shirt, and it lists like all of his films. They're pretty much all of my favourite films. And I added some crochet sleeves to the t-shirt a la Alt Nuts. That's kind of where I got the idea from. I followed her tutorial. I will link it down below. And I just think it adds a little bit of whimsy to this normal spooky top. So yeah, now we'll actually get started with the wearables. If you hear squeaking, it's my floorboards. Sorry about that. Also, the light is funny because my skylight is right there. Nothing I can do about it. I don't have a cover. But yes, so this is the very first jumper I ever made. So bear in mind, I had only ever made a little crochet pumpkin, and to be honest, it looks more like an apple. But I don't know, I did it and it gave me the confidence to jump straight into a jumper. So this was the first ever jumper that I made. It's literally just a bunch of double crochets. It's a front panel, it's a back panel, it's put together. So I tried to do some shaping around the neck. I think it turned out pretty good considering I've never done it before. I don't know what tutorial I would have used because, like I said, this was like November 2022. I'm fairly certain I just looked up how to shape crochet neck, or like I think I just looked up like a crochet jumper tutorial and they had a bit of shaping in the neck. I honestly don't remember who it was. But you'll find any of them pretty sharp. Like there's a ton of great crochet artists out there who will show you how to shape a neck. But yeah, this is the first thing I ever made. I was really delighted with the ribbing at the time. It's gone kind of bobbly because obviously I wore it an awful lot, but yeah, I was really pleased with the ribbing at the time. Looking at it now, I didn't really like do anything, like there's no sort of increasing, and also the sleeves are just like miles too long. I'll see if I can back up and show you. Yeah. So yeah, it is miles too long. Oh, I don't have the camera on me. It is miles too long. And it is made with an acrylic, so it gets pretty sweaty. Which isn't great. I mean, it's fine for like the winter if you're absolutely freezing, because it will keep you warm, that's for sure. Yeah, so this is the very first one. It's quite nice, like it is quite lovely. So I'm pretty proud of that one. On to the next. Yeah, so the next one is this one. So I'll show you the sleeve, you can see more detail. So this one is the Stony Shores pattern by ENP Crochet. I think it's Evelyn and Peter Crochet, but it's enpcrochet.com. They are amazing because their whole blog is just full of free patterns, and like the patterns are amazing. They're a godsend, like amazing. And to make this, I used the Stylecraft Impressions wool in the shade Boat Lake. I will put up a little picture of the wool here. And again, I will also link the pattern down below. But I absolutely love this one. It turned out so perfect. It's so, the Stylecraft wool, I think it is an acrylic. It's like a premium acrylic, I don't know. So soft, and like it pills a little bit, but I mean, like, listen, I've been wearing this on and off for like 2-3 years, so I'm not really surprised there. Yeah, I'll see if I can back up and give you a better view. So this is it here. It has that like, it just has that like perfect oversized kind of like comfy. Again, it was like front panel, back panel, so it is kind of like a drop sleeve moment. But it is just So comfy. It is my favorite jumper to put on if I'm feeling a little bit chilly. It's just so soft, so cozy. 10 out of 10. So yeah, I'll link the pattern below, and I don't know if you can still get that shade of wool anymore. I'm not sure, but like I said, the Stylecraft impressions in Boat Lake. So yeah, on to the next one. Okay, so the next one I made was my first ever hexagon? Yeah, hexagon cardigan. My first ever hexagon cardigan. So I'll lift it up and show you the colours there. It's all made with the Hobie cotton, the AA cotton. If I was to make this again, I would not use the AA cotton. I would probably see if I could get like a cotton blend, or like a nice acrylic maybe, a linen, something lighter, because I love this cardigan, but she is heavy. Like, if you've ever made anything with full cotton, you'll know what I mean. It is so stinking heavy. Regardless, I love it. I don't remember whose pattern I used. I think I just literally looked up a YouTube on like how to start a hexagon cardigan, and then obviously I just went from there and made it as big as I wanted, and I made the rows. I think did like 3 of each colour until I got to the brown at the end, and then I added it on, and then I just did 2 rows of single crochets to kind of finish it off. So when I got to this end, I just did like 3 or 4 extra rows, and then I did like 4 rows I think of single crochets with a slight decrease, but I wanted that like flowy sleeve, like I did want that. So I'll see if I can stand back and show you. So that's it from the back. And I didn't want it crazy long, so it just sort of goes to just below my bum. And I absolutely love it. And the sleeves aren't too long that if I do need to use my hands, I'm just like, whoop, and there you go, sleeves are up. I would like to make another few actually, because these are just so nice to kind of throw on. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with that. The cotton 88, I don't know the shades. I will list them here when I look them up. So those are the colours that I chose. And yeah, no pattern, just... I mean, it's not free-handed, there is a pattern somewhere, but I didn't choose anyone's particular pattern. I just wanted to know how to start it, and then I just sort of escalated from there and kind of handball the rest of it myself. So yeah, really happy with this one, but like I said, it is quite heavy, so that's the only snag. On to the next. Okay, I think this is probably my most favourite thing I've ever made. It makes my spooky heart so happy. So this I got the pack of the 8/4 cotton from Hobie, the Halloween pack. You can't get them like around the year, you can only get them at Halloween. So, but so the pack comes with this one that has like the different colours. So the changeable, stop focusing on me. It comes with the one that changes from like purple to black to orange. It comes with a black, with a purple, with an orange, and then it comes with this one that has like a bit of white as well. So there was no pattern for this. This was entirely all me. There was a single crochet, there is a double, a triple, a half double, and then a single, I think. And then I just kind of repeated that with all the different colours. So it like kind of goes, I'll stand back. So this is it here. Oh, it's so cute, so spooky. But yeah, that is what I made. I just basically chained until I could fit it like around my bust and around my hips. And then I just made the 2 panels. So again, it's just front panel, back panel, sleeves. The sleeves are kind of nice and loosey-goosey, and it is full of holes, so it's nice and airy. It's cotton, so it's really breathable, and it's spooky, so what's not to love? So yeah, I'm really, really happy with this. It is so comfy cozy, so spooky. Another little video. So that's my favorite one. I think it's just absolutely gorgeous. I don't know why this has become the closing out shot for all the jumpers. I don't know, but there you go. next one. Okay, so next one, again, I don't have a pattern for you, unfortunately. I did just freehand this. It is just the basic front loop, back loop ribbon, and then it's just a bunch of half double crochets to make it up. There is no shaping on the neck, like I just did 2 panels and then a full back panel and then 2 arm panels, and I put it together. I am very happy with the buttons that I used though. So I got these buttons in York. When I was in Duttons for Buttons, I picked them up and I knew that I wanted to make something special. The yarn is the Hobie Kind Feather, I think it is. I can't remember the shade name. I'll put it here. I will link to where you can get that yarn below, I suppose. But again, I have no pattern for this because I just made it myself. So that's what it looks like. Perfect. Yeah, no pattern. Close off the this one with my usual hand thing to show you the sleeves, I suppose. But yes, so very, very happy with this one. On to the next one. Okay, so some of you might recognize this one. I was kind of making it and then also showing it off in some videos. So this is my Airy Fairy cropped raglan top. Again, I think, I can't remember, I was using 2 different videos to kind of showcase it. I can't remember what they are, but I will list them down below if you want to have a little look. I did mention them in my last video where I was making this. One pattern kind of gave me how to do the mats, and then, or one video, sorry, showed me how to do the mats, and then the other video was like how to kind of join it at the armpits and stuff. I will do a little step back for you to see. So that's it there if I just took the vest top up. So that's it there. So it is nice and cropped, airy fairy, as I, for whatever reason, like to say. It is very comfy. I have worn this tons over the spring so far because, you know, it's not cold enough to need like a jumper, but it's not warm enough to necessarily be walking around in just like a vest top or a t-shirt, that kind of thing. That's what this is perfect for. This is exactly what I wanted this for, and because it's in black, it goes with literally everything I own, and it looks cute every time, if I don't mind saying so myself. So yeah, this is, and again, I think I did just a row of single crochets, so it kind of brings it in a little bit on the sleeves, but I wanted them to be kind of loosey-goosey. So that's this one, and I'm very, very happy. That is the last jumper that I've made. It's my most recent one. I have technically, oh no, I've got one more. Sorry, hang on. This one. This is the last one. This was in the middle of all the other ones. I can't remember. I made it was last summer. I made it for my birthday, which was July. I did use a YouTube tutorial, but I do not remember what it was. I didn't save it. I didn't keep it. I just followed it when it was finished. I was like, oh, look at me. And then if I can find it, I will link it down below, and I will show you. The yarn that I used was the Rico Creative Cotton in the shade Pink Brown. So this is basically just 2 long panels that you join together in the middle, and then you do a little bit of a sleeve. And it's perfect for summer. I just put on like a little string crop top kind of underneath, and it just looks so cute. I will step back and show you. So that's it there. Like, perfect with jeans. It's just absolutely beautiful. So I probably should have joined it a bit higher so that the sleeves aren't as kind of open, but you know what, it's for summer, so you don't really mind having a bit of airy fairy. There we go again. But yeah, I absolutely love this. I will link the cotton down below. I'll have a little picture of it here so you can kind of see. It does come in a ton of different shades, and it's just super soft, and it's really, like, it is heavy, but it's not heavy, if you get me. It is really nice and light for the summer months. I wore this for my birthday. We hiked around Glendalough, and I was perfectly fine in it. It was really, really nice in it. So that is all the wearables in that regard. So next we will move on to accessories. So this was probably the first ever scarf that I made for myself. It is with the Stylecraft XL, the super chunky. It's a tweed in the colour gingerbread. I'll have a picture of the ball here. Well, I hope I will, otherwise I'm just doing this for nothing. Again, no pattern, it was just literally, oh, look at those ends. I just literally went across with how wide I wanted it to be in the chain, and then it was just double crochet, turn, double crochet, turn, double crochet, until I kind of liked the length. But I tell you what, it is lovely. It does keep you warm. I don't really use it as much just because it is quite big and you do kind of feel like you're Batmaning when you wear it. Yeah, so it is lovely. If it is absolutely freezing and I'm going somewhere first thing in the morning, I will maybe reach for this, but I don't really reach for it as often. But I am emotionally attached to it. And I think the colour is stunning. The skylight is washing it out, but it is this really lovely like burnt orange kind of colour, and that's one of my, apart from purple, that's one of my favourite colours. It's so autumnal and Halloweeny, and as I'm sure you've picked up over the course of even just this video alone, I love Halloween. So yeah, absolutely love this one. On to the next one. So next up is this hat and these hand warmers. I made these using yarn from Woolly Adventures. I think they're Donegal based, maybe Antrim. But I bought the yarn when I was up at the Knitting and Stitching show in Belfast last year. It is incredibly soft, and this dye, like dye lot, what's what I'm trying to think of? This shade, I'll say for lack of a better word, it's called Serene. I don't know if you can still get it. I'm not even sure if they're still like technically operating. I think I remember seeing an update from them. If I can, I will link it down below anyway, but it's so stinking beautiful and it's so stinking soft. It's just absolutely gorgeous. The hat, I think it was half double crochets, and then on every second row the last like 7 stitches, so it was half double, and then I would do say like 3 single and 3 slip, just so that like every second one it would kind of pinch in a little bit, and so I wouldn't have as much like gathered fabric at the top. And then these, it was literally just half double, like 2 little panels put together with a gap left for the finger. I didn't want to make full gloves because one, I don't know how. I think you're better off knitting them, and I don't know how to knit. Fingerless gloves anyway will be better for when I'm bringing my dog out on a WALK. Can't say it because he's right there, but I hope you enjoyed that little bit of ISL there for you. Still doing that. It would be walk, if anybody is wondering. That's how you would sign. You'd go DOG walk. So that's what you would do for dog walk. But yeah, so I'm very, very happy with these. These were a staple all winter. It absolutely just kept me roasty toasty, and I absolutely loved them. So the colorway, like, are you kidding? Look at that. Like, the camera does not even do it justice, I can assure you. It's beautiful. So yeah, next. Another scarf, again a merino wool. So this one was rows of double crochets, just all the way around, same as kind of the last one. It is incredibly soft. It is a merino. I don't remember what it was called, and I threw away the little yarn cover, and I can't find it online. Like, I went onto the shop's website. I bought it from a place called the Wool Shack. I think it's on the way to like Dunboyne or something. But I did check their website. I can't find it on their website. But it has a gorgeous gradient to it. So it goes from like a slightly darker one to a lighter one and back. And it goes all the way, going with the different colours. It is so soft. So this with my merino hat were the staples for the winter just gone. But yeah, I prefer this one to the other scarf that I showed at the start. Like I said, it's lighter. It's softer. Being merino, it does like really trap the heat in. It's absolutely gorgeous. No pattern again. Just a bunch of double crochets back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and until you like the length of it, or until you run out of yarn, which is what I did. So yeah, very last thing now. Okay, the very last thing is one you will recognise if you've been watching any of my previous videos, and it is the virus shawl. I made this with the Hobie Halloween, the Sultan, I think it was Sultan Hobie Halloween. I'll put in a picture of the cake here. I don't think I can link it below because, again, I think it's a Halloween exclusive, so you're not going to find it anywhere. I will link to the pattern down below though if you want to use it. So it is a colour gradient yarn. I'll kind of show you here. So it goes from the really light purple to the darker purple to a blue to a navy, and it is absolutely stunning. It is hands down my favorite thing that I have ever made. I think I say that about everything. I actually do say that about everything. It's one of my favorite things I've ever made. But yeah, it is so soft, so lovely. The drape is gorgeous. It just stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. One of my favorite things. You'll notice a lot of my favorite things have to do more with Halloween. Alright, so that's everything that I have made. If you have made it this far into the video, thank you so much for hanging around. I really appreciate you. You've no idea. Comment down below what your favorite thing was that I made, or just, I don't know, say hey. Introduce yourselves. If you can give this video a like, I would really appreciate it. It helps me out so much, and I am eternally grateful for anybody that does. So I think I've rambled on enough. I am getting super parched and I want to sit down. This video took way longer than I was expecting, so I think I'm due a second coffee and a sit down. Maybe a little cheeky Hello Kitty break. Still on that Hello Kitty grind. Yes, I am. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I won't keep you any longer. I'll let you go and I'll talk to you later. Bye.